Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Movie Reviews. This is episode number 35 and double feature number 9. Okay? First one we're going to do is, and I have a few copies of this film anyways, this one is, we're talking about is Abbot Costello meet Frankenstein. We're talking about the second film on this disc here. I have a few copies of this film because I love it so much. I have it on this. I also have it on its own separate DVD and the Dracula Legacy Collection. Now, pretty much, the advocates of the monsters will show up a little bit later, but they're basically, how should I put this? They're basically delivery men who basically deliver packages that come overseas. And they're both union men, though for some reason, Abbot, I think it's Costello, the short, chubby guy, apparently he's part of two unions he references in the middle. Apparently he has a 16-hour job, which is okay, even though that the actual union hours are 8. Alright. Pretty much, apparently they're remaining to the actual Frankenstein monster and Count Dracula himself, which is... Now, this guy, who apparently owns his local museum, asked for how he got these. He says he got these in Europe. Okay, fine. But as for where he got these, it's completely up in the air. And apparently there are wax figures. Of course, he mentions he says they're actually figures of the actual two people. And in this film, once again, for the first time since the original Dracula film, Bela Lugosi's playing Dracula. And the monster is once again played by Lenz Strange, and Lon Chaney Jr. is playing the Wolfman. Okay, fine. Boris Karloff probably wasn't available, so that's my guess. But, yeah, basically, this movie has a couple... is known for having a few continuity flubs, or I should say a couple errors. One is something they forgot to do, which was basically there was this one scene in the film where Dracula's reflection is seen. And another one is one of the nails in Glenn Strange's neck basically fell off. These are small little errors, and they're barely acknowledgeable at best. But yeah, and apparently Costello's character's girlfriend basically wants to use his brain, put it in the monster because the guy's an idiot. And there's a lot of running around, and my favorite line comes in later on in the movie, where, well, basically, apparently the exhibits disappear, and apparently they actually ripped a scene off from another film that they did, apparently involving Ghost. And it's, even though it's comedy, it's good comedy, and it's quite enjoyable. And you get a chance to see, once again, you get a chance to see Lon Chaney Jr. get transformed into the Wolfman again. He only transforms into the Wolfman at least a couple times in the whole film. As a matter of fact, you actually see him actually fighting Dracula. You don't see Frankenstein fighting Dracula. You want to know why? Because the monster is Dracula's slave. Yes. He controls him via his ring. Apparently his ring emits electricity for some reason. It's a bit bizarre. But my favorite line of the film basically is after the exhibits like disappeared and all the other stuff, they go to jail and people get bailed out, stuff like that. Back and forth costume party. And I should point this out. There's this little scene that's in the film that's quite funny. It's a scene right here from this little panel. Yeah, this is from Abbot Costello meet Frankenstein. This does happen. Abbot, I think it's supposed to be Costello, where his character is a complete idiot, where he ignores the fact that the Wolfman is right behind him. And he accidentally lets the Wolfman out, even though it's supposed to be locked in his room. Yeah. But my favorite line comes very end. He talks to the museum where he says, you still want those exhibits back? He says, yeah. Well, here comes one of them right now. They just jump off in the water. And how they get rid of the monster is that they burn a dock. And you also have Dracula and the Wolfman fighting all over this castle until they fall out of a window because Dracula turns to his bat form and the Wolfman grabs onto him and they fall off a cliff and they're never seen again. Though there is a novel that kind of does explain what happens afterwards. But this movie is just pure fun to watch. It's kind of funny too. But I don't want to spoil the whole film. It's just pure enjoyment for what it is. It's not a terrible movie. Oh no, it's not. I should also mention that there is a follow-up book to this because there's a book I have read called Wolfman Returns, where the beginning of the film picks up right where this film leaves off, where apparently the Wolfman has survived his fall, and he decides to apparently kill himself by taking a piece of a mirror, stabbing himself, and collapsing on the bed, and apparently he's there for the next 50 years. I don't know why. It's just how the book goes. And apparently the film jumps ahead to the 90s, where apparently Dracula is living under an alias. And basically the book itself, it counts this film as canon. So because they reference Abbot Costello in the novel, and Ben Helsing is in the book. Ben Helsing. And apparently the guy at this point in time, he's in his 90s at this point in time. Yeah, he's in his 90s. I'm surprised he was even alive. And of course, by the end of the book, pretty much all the monsters are all dead. Yeah. But I highly recommend tracking down Wolfman Returns. It's a really good book to read. I highly recommend it. Alright, next up is Abbot Costello Meet the Mummy, which is this one right here. Now, the mummy is not Karis. It's Clarice. Yeah, it's a completely different mummy. So, yeah, it's... let's see. This is the mummy right here. That's the mummy they face off against. And it's implied that he's supposed to be Karis' cousin. That's what they possibly state. And they're basically... The reason why the mummy is after them is because apparently Costello, once again, basically being MacGuffin here, he swallows a medallion. And so they have to perform emergency surgery on him. Of course, they have to shake him up several times to get the medallion to show in his belly. And then they do a proper operation to get the medallion out. Yeah, a lot of running around. It's a oddball movie to watch, but I do recommend it. I give Abbot Costello Meet Frankenstein a 9 out of 10 because it's just pure fun to watch. Abbot Costello Meet the Mummy, which I have heard is supposed to be their last time they actually work together. Maybe, I don't know. I have kind of confirmation on this. But it's still an okay movie. It's still a pretty decent movie to watch. It's not as good as Abbot Costello Meet Frankenstein. Oh, I also want to mention, at the end of Abbot Costello Meets Frankenstein, they meet the Invisible Man. Setting of the Invisible Man movie. In the case of this one, it just ends where, oh, they open up a nightclub with the people who basically was held captive half the movie. Yeah, so apparently they go to business together, and the woman who's apparently the leader of the group, she becomes an answer. It's a bit bizarre, to say the least. But it's still a pretty decent film for what it is. Yep. So, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode 36, and we're back doing one movie again. This one came out a decade after these films. Oh, I should also mention that at the time they were going to do John Carradine again for Dracula and Abbot Costello Meet Frankenstein. But Bela goes to contact Universal. Now, Universal at this point did not know he was still alive. So, he's like, I'll play the character again. And I'm like, okay, cool. I thought I should bring that up. And Lon Chaney Jr. was an obvious choice to play the Wolfman again. But, yeah, that's it. Now, before I go, I should also mention, Boris Karloff himself does return to the Frankenstein movie again. This time in the film called Frankenstein 1970. I haven't seen it yet. The film was released in 1958. I haven't seen it yet, so I have heard he plays the character who's supposed to be the grandson of Dr. Frankenstein. That's what his character's supposed to be. And it's the last time he actually was in a Frankenstein film. But he does return playing the monster in a show called Route 66. Yeah. So that's it. See you next time. Bye.